You have a cavity.
This anime is insane. What if I told you that a show with fighting, magic, torture, and a man with a lizard head shoving people down his throat so they can talk to another man living in his throat is the greatest anime in this piece of ass genre I ever seen? You'd probably say I'm glazing. Well, you wouldn't know a good anime if it slapped you in the face.
You need to leave!
Dorohedoro takes place in a world where humans and sorcerers look basically the same, but one group is treated like trash because the other can ooze black smoke out their body. And the other, well, is human. You see, humans live in a place literally called the Hole, a filthy, polluted city that looks like an average day in New York.
Yo, let me get a back and egg and chase hold the dick and balls this time, you heard?
They blame sorcerers for their situation, and honestly, they're not wrong, because sorcerers are constantly coming down to the Hole to use humans as practice. What does that practice look like? Oh, they created a thing called toxic rain that spawns yearly zombie events, human meat pies, turning humans into freaks of nature. Need I say more? Now, sorcerers live in their own world, a separate society where they worship devils like gods. But trust and believe, just because you're born a sorcerer doesn't mean your life is sweet.
Weird black magic smoke.
That black smoke is everything here. It's magic, it's status, it's the plot. It's the reason why everybody's life is fucked. Welcome to something I like to call a classist. Yeah, we can't escape it, broke ass nigga. So in here, a person's worth is determined by how much black smoke their body can emit. Or you know, you hit the genetic jackpot and get some OD unique magic ability. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. So what about the weak ones? The broke niggas? Well, they're using drugs to either fake their way into higher status or just being, you know, thugs. While the strong ones can make a living being hitmen for hire, selling their magic, or even training to become the devil that they worship. All this magic happens in the magic user world. Very creative, I know. Now, this show is technically classified with the most boring label of all time, slice of life. Calm down, that's my opinion, but somehow it's not boring here. In the first couple of episodes, nothing happened. Well, if you ignore the lizard man shoving a sorcerer head first down his mouth, so, you know, get the other guy in his mouth to check his face, and spits him out and turns him into mincemeat, and his friend just casually breaks another dude's fingers, kicked him so hard he's spinning more than me when I first smoked that ganja. Don't do drugs, kids. Did Smokey the Bear say that? It feels right. But outside of that, a lot of this show is just characters going about their daily lives. Eating goiza, running shops, hanging out, taking side jobs, and arguing with their friends in the middle of absolute urban decay. But because this world is so disgusting and creative, makes it feel alive. Somehow watching people do regular day-to-day shit becomes entertaining instead of boring. Makes you ask questions. How long has this world been like this? What's up with these freaky ass masks? I want these two fuck already. But as you keep watching and more questions get answered, you realize the world building in this show is peak. The humans are constantly on edge and cautious because someone among them might be a magic user. The sorcerers are the exact opposite, viewing humans as nothing but animals. People that are so far beneath them, they don't give them a second thought. But these going back and forth in these two complex worlds give the slice of life something fresh and unique to the table. And it's helped by its characters. Absolutely terrible, but completely lovable people. You see, the cast is the real cheat code here. From side characters to mains, almost everyone is likable. Did that bug have some shoes on? And it pisses me off because I just don't know who to root for. Just like every single person is terrible in their own way. Like our main character rips off a little girl's face, for God's sake. But after that, they get some dumb photo that makes you chuckle. Like this lizard man ain't just mutilate a little girl a second ago. But I still like him. Kaiman is a guy with amnesia whose goal is to find a sorcerer who did this to him so he can get his face and memories back. This lizard-headed killer is also goofy, probably the greatest friend you could ever ask for. He loves goiza, and he develops. You see, he starts out with this hatred for all sorcerers, but as the story progresses, we see he's capable of change when confronted with new truths. It only really takes like 12 episodes, unlike some other niggas. I love you though, bro. Then there's Nikaido, Kaiman's best friend. Hey, whoa now, get back, get back. I said get back. Nikaido is a good friend. She gives him free meals at her restaurant, helps Kaiman with tracking the sorcerer who did this to him, has kicks that feel like bullets. And in this disgusting world, she stands out by being generous, warm-hearted, and having a place that just feels like home. It's also fire that her titties ain't out every 5 seconds. Damn it. But regardless, she's a fucking badass when she wants to be. And aside from her being a liar, with good reason, she's one of the least terrible characters in this show. You see, if you really dumb the plot down, this show is just about 2 races killing each other because, you know, they're different. That's something we don't see now. But I won't go too deep in that, you know? So even though this show has what they call their main antagonist, like I said, 3 episodes in, I don't know who I'm going to root for. From everything I said, you would thought the sorcerers are just the worst of the worst. And maybe they are. But seeing their daily lives and their goofy stuff that they go through makes you just forget. The end fam, they're introduced as the mafia that owns most of the sorcerer world. You know, run business, casually kill people that get in the way, you know, mafia shit, tight shit. But inside that, they eat together, argue, joke, mourn, and protect each other like a real family, which makes them feel less like villains and more like just another fucked up part of the cast. There's no clean good guys versus bad guys here. Kami and Nikaido are anti-heroes, and his crew are like anti-villains, and everyone they're just all somewhere in the gray. Like this nigga, he literally kidnaps Nikaido, but he's also freed slaves, built his empire from that, generally cares about his subordinates and his Kikurage. That little nigga is cute. Like, even though he is a kidnapper, ruthless, and narcissistic, there's something there for him. And like, he only really kidnapped Nikaido to like figure out who caused him all that traumatic shit. Shin and Noi, well, they're just sexually frustrated serial killers. We all can see it. You know, they dismember people for a living, but they are some of the most likable people in the show. I don't know what to say. They support each other, worry about each other. You know, they just enjoy their job and friendship. You know, friendship. Then you got Fujita and Ibusu.
You're really unpopular.
Two sorcerers who start out as jokes and slowly become like the most relatable part of the story. Fujita is a low-ranking sorcerer whose partner gets killed by Kaiman, and he spends most of the series being terrified, incompetent, wanting revenge, trying to hang on to En's family by sheer desperation. But he's also the one that like takes responsibility for Ibusu after she gets her face ripped off, caring for her, watching over her recovery, and them just being together just gives you that real brother and sister bond. It's just fire. Ibusu, yeah, she's a character, all right. You know, she starts off as this creepy skeleton masked sorcerer, then gets completely broken, loses her memories, and turns into just comic relief. Now some of them jokes I'm not feeling, like, you know, the little bra stuff. I'm good off that. But she is funny. She is funny. And she's not trash. She literally has one of the most unique magic abilities in the show. Like, over time, she regains her abilities and becomes like a dangerous sorcerer with lizard transformation magic. But her bond with Fujita and her weird loyalty to En family makes her more than just a joke character. The fact that they even have this much depth in this world makes it hit harder, showing that the sorcerers are also trapped inside their own broken system. A hierarchy built on smoke output, fear of En, worships of devils, and constant violence. The En family looks like a mafia, but it also functions as a found family, where killers, thugs, and losers somehow find belonging and routine in between this fucked up world. These moments help reel you back in from the goofy, lighthearted stuff, and remind you that every single last one of these characters have something going on, and I love it. Now, story stuff aside, I know what niggas want. Bare knuckle brawling. Now, even though these fights are short, these motherfuckers go down. And yeah, when you watch this show, you might be confused on who to root for, but that don't mean you're not gonna get an answer. So Kaiman and the En family finally meet up. And when I say these niggas get diff, that would be an understatement. If you ever stab your ops and they're just laughing maniacally like this, just run away, bro. Took this man head off his body, but he's still alive though. And with that being said, it has been 6 years since the last season, but I'm coming to bear great news. April 1st this year, we no longer have to wait. Season 2 is coming, and if it's real and not no dumb April Fool's joke, I'm buying everyone Lambos.
Ron, stop playing with me.
All my niggas gon' ride, all my niggas gon' slide.
Wait, Ron, you're just gonna end it like that?
For me they would die, even if I ain't provide.